Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to your Saturday edition of Unscripted Live, of course, as always, episode number 363. Joining me, as always, Jay McClellan. What's going on, Jay? How you been today, brother?
Hey, I'm doing well. I think we all are doing well, considering we all are coming off wins over the weekend, or over yesterday, I should say. So, yeah, it's a hell of a good day, man. I'm really ready to talk some baseball, and I know we got football on the Immaculate Grid. So, Frankie, I hope you join.
Yeah, Frankie, we'll get to that in just a second. But if you like the show today, everyone, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and check us out in our link tree down below of all the descriptions for a one-stop place. You can view all of our social medias, as you can see on the screen. Facebook, of course, at Unscripted, pretty simple there. Twitter or X.com, Unscripted Guys. And then for Unscripted Sports, you can be under TikTok, YouTube, as well as Twitch. And before we get started, please go over to our Facebook page. Check out Stat Guy Says number 7 as well as number 8. He is doing college football previews. He did the Big Sky Conference as well as the Missouri Valley Conference. So if you're not super familiar with those conferences like I was, and I'm sure like a lot of people are because they are smaller, please go read it, and you'll definitely get a good wealth of knowledge with that. He did a great job with that, and we appreciate him putting out articles every week. It's been a fun treat for us to put onto the show. Now, Jay, you brought it up. We all got some wins in baseball, but we're going to talk about it here, of course, in our Close to Home segment. Let's get it going. All right, Jay, you know the drill. 10 minutes on the clock. Talk about whatever sports you want to. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we're going to continue on our Astros until another sport develops, which would be basketball or football, what comes first. So, yeah, we're going to continue talking about the Astros. Hey, look, we're 67-50, and just like Logan said yesterday, everybody won, so we won as well. And it was a big-time game, Logan. There's a lot of things about this game last night that I want to let you know about. The first one is we are now 2 games back of the Rangers. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is 2 aspects. One is Verlander. This was his homecoming. This was his coming back to Jesus moment, coming back to the motherland, coming back to Houston. And here's the deal, folks. He got the win. Not only did he get the win, Logan, but here's a statistical fact. He got his 251st win, which ties him on the all-time wins list with Bob Gibson at around 42 or 43. I can't remember the exact number. It's either 42 or 43 on the all-time wins list. So he is moving up those thresholds. I think he said ultimately when he walks away from the game, he wants to be at the 300 win plateau. But right now he's at 251. This was his 500th career start, and he has 251 wins. So I did want to point that out. Congratulations, Verlander, on achieving that milestone. Secondly, John Singleton. This man hasn't played with the Astros in over 8.5 years. The last time he got a home run with an Astros uniform on the MLB stage was 8.5 years ago. That's how long it's been. Mm-hmm. And what a way to come back.
Hey, he knew it was out.
Logan, he hits 2 home runs, 2 blasts, and he didn't hit him to the porch.
No,
He hit the right center at exactly the same spot each time, over 400 feet per home run, which gives him 5 RBIs. 5 RBIs. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. And if you don't think that's a good call-up, I don't know what else to tell you, baby. But John Singleton, man, good game, brother, man. Seriously, way to come back and way to come back with a force. But let's get into it. Astros got the win in game 1 over the Angels, 11-3. Verlander is now 7-6, going 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 7 strikeouts. He gave up 1 home run, and he's got his ERA down to 3.19. And, Logan, I really do believe that Verlander's ERA going into the playoffs will be in the low 2s, low to mid 2s, I think, by the time we actually get to playoffs. The bullpen, again, continuously did a great job. They only gave up 1 hit, 0 runs over 4 innings. So they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Altuve, this is a third bright spot. Altuve is on a 13-game hitting streak. He went 2 for 3 yesterday with 5 consecutive hits. 5 consecutive. Hey, if you don't think Altuve is back in midseason playoff form, brother man, I've got another book to tell you. So I like seeing Altuve coming back to where Altuve has always been. Rounding it out, Diaz went 2 for 5. Singleton, obviously 3 for 4. Again, he had a walk and 5 RBIs. So out of the 4 plate appearances, he got on base all 4 damn times. What a way for the rookie guy. And then you have Pena going 3 for 4. Last go-around, he had 3 games. This is his second 3-game hitting streak. And then Maldonado rounds out 3 for 5. So the interesting thing I want you to know about this, Logan, is last night the bottom 3 went 7 of 8. The bottom 3, let this sink in. The bottom 3 of our rotation went 7 of 8. The bottom 3 of our rotation is not the weak point anymore. We are actually strengthening up. Our lineup 1 through 9 at this point, Logan, I'm telling you, 1 through 9, we are scary offensively. We're getting better. And again, I'm going to talk about that in a second. So that was how game 1 went. Game 2, which goes at 6:15 Eastern tonight, will be Anderson versus JB France. Anderson is 5-3 with a 4.92 ERA and a 1.50 WHIP. And JP France, my boy from another mother, is 8-3 with a 2.75 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP. So I do think that we get a game. I think we get the game again. Unless something crazy happens, I fully expect to get the win tonight. And I think we win this series again. And hopefully we sweep these guys. Because we need a sweep to stay in contention with the Rangers. But that's how game 2 looks. Now, I will tell you right now, Abreu, McCormick, and Maton are all day to day right now. They're all day to day with injuries. So those are our 3 main injuries, Abreu, McCormick, and Maton. And again, the Angels tonight, looking at it away, they are 27-31. The Astros at home are 32-25. So again, the Astros are heavily favored and should get the win tonight. And I do think they get the win tomorrow because we got another great pitching matchup tomorrow. So I expect a lot of great things. But what I want to touch about right now, going into the future, getting ready for the playoffs, is where we are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the bad of it is, our ERA has swelled up from 3.78. The last time I talked to you, the ERA was 3.78 as a team. Now we're at 3.80. So some of the bullpens, some of the starters have kind of gone a little bit left. So we've gotten a little bit of an increase in our ERA. We still need to get that ERA down as close to the high 2s as possible. So right now we got a lot of work to do still on our pitching. Our batting average is at 249, down from 258. But again, a lot of these hitters are starting to come on now. A lot of these hitters are starting to get their ground. So I expect that batting average to creep back up to around 265, I think, before we get into the playoffs. Again, so our on-base percentage as a team is 321. Our slugging is at 415. And if you add the on-base percentage and the slugging percentage together, it gives you an on-base slugging percentage of 736. So again, you know, my main thing with the Astros and what I want you guys to take away from the Astros is we're doing great. Our momentum is gearing high. I think we got the right guys right now. Our momentum going towards down the stretch is going to do extremely well. I think as we get ready to take on that 3-game series at the first week of September with the Rangers, I fully expect to be full force, and I think we can sweep them or at least win this series versus Texas. And I think at the end of the day, I still think that the Houston Astros can win the division before we hit the playoffs. And it's going to take a lot more work, though, on that bullpen, and it's going to take a lot more work continually on the offensive side. But, Logan, that's the end state of the Astros where we currently stand.
All right, Jay, a great informative segment as always. I'm going to talk about my team now. And also, Jay, I think this is the last show I get to have this Cubs banner here before I can switch it back.
Is it the last show?
I think so. Yeah, I've done 3, so I think that'll do it.
Nice.
It's been the whole week. It's went by really quick and for probably good reasons. Let's talk about the Braves, right? Braves got the win last night. Easy 7-0 shutout. Nice to see. Jay, I want you to listen to this. Have you ever heard of a starter for yours or really any other team allowing 7 walks but giving up no earned runs and still getting the win?
That's insane.
That is what Charlie Morton did last night, Jay. A career high. We know Morton's been in the game for quite some time. 7 walks. Struck out 4 batters. Only gave up 3 hits in 5 innings pitched. Through 105 pitches. Pitched, like I said, 5 innings, guys. 11th win of the season. Yeah, 7 walks and still got the win and not gave up a single run is impressive for, I would say. But also, I think just a state of shock at the Mets lineup. I mean, how do you not get a single run? You know, it's just hard.
That's crazy.
You load the bases multiple times. You get runners in scoring position multiple times, and you can't capitalize, not even once. But
how bad is that for the Mets?
Yeah, I'm about to say, what does that say for the Mets? Yeah, not much. Not much, brother. Not much. Looking at the Braves, though, lineup, they did their business. Obviously, if you score 7 runs, you're doing something good. You'll see. So Riley, he went good. He had 2 RBIs. He went 3 for 4. Also crushed a crushed a home run as well. Rosario, he drove in 3 ribbies on 2 hits. Darno got two hits. I mean, we were just hit. We got 11 hits as a team, rolling well there. Only struck out 5 times, walked 3 times. So we were just doing good. But I think the real credit here is to the bullpen. The bullpen did a great job. Pierce Johnson and Brad Hand, who we acquired at the trade deadline, they came in for two easy innings. They didn't give up any runs. They were solid. Kirby Yates and AJ Minter shut the door in the 8th and the 9th. So our bullpen was really strong this game. And that's something that the Braves have been kind of struggling with here lately. So that was a nice welcome surprise to see there. But we got a doubleheader today, though, Jay. Doubleheader today. First game is currently live. We are up 1-0 right now. That was new to me. Let me see who got the run in. That is Austin Riley got a RBI. Looks like he got an RBI hit there. So good for him. RBI single. Scored Ronald Acuna. So we are up, Jay, 1-0 going into the bottom of the first inning. Early on, you love to see it. And, of course, we do have a game later on tonight with New York before the series finale tomorrow. So, I mean, if we can I would love to get a sweep. That'd be tremendous. But if we can split this doubleheader here, because it's always tough to ask to win both games of a doubleheader, I'm fine with just splitting it, honestly. That's all you can kind of ask for and be happy with it. You just don't want to lose 2. So if you split it tonight, that's great. And then hopefully get the series win tomorrow and take 3 or 4 from these guys. That would be tremendous. So like I said, great work last night. Hopefully we can keep the work up today as well as later on. And like I said, things are rolling good, Jay. You like to see it. And like I said, happy with the way that the Braves have been playing here as of late. Now, looking at football, Jay, I know the Cowboys are in action.
Before we get to football, can I just say one quick thing now?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, it is really, like, who do you see as the Braves? Before we move on from the Braves, if you look at the AL side, there's at least 3 or 4 teams that are super, super, super close, man. Like, the Astros. We got Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Baltimore. I see those 3 teams, and I'm not going to discount Seattle because if you look at what Seattle's doing right now, they're on a hiatus win streak, and they are vastly. There's like at least 3 or 4 really solid teams that I think the Astros are going to have to contend with if they want to get to the World Series. On the National League side, obviously the Braves are the number 1 team. There's nobody better than the Braves right now in the National League. But who do you think are your close competitors for you to get to that you're going to have to go through to get to the World Series?
Well, honestly, Jay, I sound like a broken record, but I think you got to put the Dodgers in there. I thought the Dodgers were going to take a step back this season because they didn't really make any big moves in free agency. They really lost more guys, I believe, than they brought in. which is not what we're used to. But they've done well. You know, they're 69-46 currently. They've won 6 straight, 9 of their last 10. They've done really well the whole season for the most part. So obviously you got to put them in there. The Giants also been a pretty good surprise. They've been struggling a little bit here lately, but they still have 62 wins, 54 losses. The Brewers are kind of iffy, Jay, just because the Brewers are always going to have a good season, but they usually falter come the playoffs for the most part. So I kind of iffy on that. The Cubs have been really good also. We know we had that struggle with them lately. But I mean, I guess you could throw maybe the Phillies in there. The Phillies have been kind of on and off. They've won 3 straight, 7 of their last 10, so they are getting a little bit hotter. But I mean, I really think if I had to look at a number 1 opposition, it would have to be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I agree, because I think
we played this team so many times throughout so many playoff series over the years. I mean, and especially with how well they've continued to play.
Right.
Definitely, they got that number 1 target.
I think the Cubs, for me, are a dark horse, but there's been a few instances where I feel like the Cubs have been trying to make their presence known in the National League, and so I don't want to write them off completely. You know, the Phillies, it seemed like the Phillies, they're not as hot as they were last year. I know they're riding 7-3 I think you said 7-3 right now.
Yeah,
but
7-3 in their last 10.
They have not been as hot as they were last year this time as they were getting ready to start making their push. So, but I don't want to discount the Phillies. I still think the Phillies can get back in there. Yeah. So I'm telling you, watch out for those Phillies.
And one team that really dropped off that I thought was going to be maybe more of a contender, but here in the last 10 games is clearly not, is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, Jay, they've lost 9 straight games. What is going on with them? 1-9 in their last 10. I mean, they're now 2 games below 500 now, 12.5 back of the division NL West. I mean, the first half, they look, I'm not saying they look great, but they look good. They look like a team that could compete for that wild card spot. And let me see how far they out there. But, man, they've just fell, like, really rough. So, right now, if you look at the National League wild card, you got the Phillies on top. They're up by 4.5 games. The Giants are in second. The Cubs are right there. And then our guy, Chris, the Cincinnati Reds, still hanging in there, number 4, 61-57. I know they've been struggling here lately, 2-8 in their last 10 ball games, but they are still in contention. So, yeah, the Reds are right there with the Marlins as well as the Diamondbacks in that 4th wild card position. So, yeah, I mean, the NL East, I think, or the NL in general has been, I believe, weaker than the American League this year. Last year, it just kind of flips every year, I think. Sometimes you see divisions are stronger, sometimes they're not. But I would definitely say the American League is tougher this year. I mean, Jay, just look at the AL East.
Yeah.
I mean, every team there is above 500. Yeah. I mean, and Jay, think about this, and I know Frankie's going to be happy and or upset if he hears this, but if the Yankees, Jay, were in the AL Central, they would be in first place.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. We're in the Central, Jay, they would be in first place, but they are not. They are not. That's just how it is. Yeah. So,
here my thing is, I feel like with the Atlanta Braves, the National League is yours, man. As long as you don't overlook, as long as the Braves don't get comfortable and overlook the guys they're playing, if the Braves play hungry, competitive baseball and don't take it for granted, honestly, I think the road to the pennant is yours. Unless you just take it for granted or unless injuries hit you, I think the road to the pennant is quite honestly is yours.
Yeah, and you did mention injuries, and that was something I've been harping on the whole year, is that as long as we're healthy, I think this team can go far. And Jay, I believe there's maybe about 10 players in MLB who have played in all of their games so far this year. The Braves have 4.
Yeah.
It's matter.
I'll be honest with you, Logan. Hey, at the end of the day, my wish, if you said, Jay, what matchup do you want to see right now in a championship matchup? Mm-hmm. I would absolutely unequivocally tell you I want the Astros and Braves rematch.
We're running it back, brother. I
want to run that one back. And I really believe if we run it back, I'm not going to say the Astros are the favorites. I don't say the Braves are the favorites. I think it's going to be a hot, nasty, fierce, tight battle. And who doesn't like that? Who doesn't want that?
No.
I was on the edge of my seat and chewing my fingernails, just waiting to see what the next pitch is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, 4 players for the Braves. It's Acuna, it's Albies, Riley, and Olsen. None of those guys have missed a single game, a single start this year. So props to them. You know that all 4 of those have been probably the main contributors on their offense, at least the big four, at least. And it definitely shows. But Jay, let's keep moving here. Let's go into our immaculate grid. This time we're doing football, and unfortunately we don't have Frankie with us, Jay. I did let him know, I did text him probably about 5 minutes before we went live. I said, hey, Frankie, we do have the Patriots on the immaculate grid today. If you watched Thursday's show, which I know all of you did, Frankie was wondering when we were doing football, and I said, Frankie, we're doing it on Saturday. Well, Jay, it is Saturday by my calendar, my watch, my phone.
Oh no, you're right there,
and everything else, and I don't see a Foxborough Frankie as of this moment. So let's go ahead.
He's chilling at a nephew's birthday party, upset, mad as hell right now.
He'll text us later his answers and see what he can do. So let's look over
right, here we go.
What's that?
No, I said okay. Here we go.
Yeah. All right. So we got the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks. Someone who has ran 1,000+ yards for the Patriots, for the Raiders, and is just in general Super Bowl champion, as well as who's Super Bowl champ for the Niners and the Seahawks. So, Jay, I feel pretty confident in this one. I'm not gonna lie. I feel better about this one than I have with other ones, just because these are all teams I feel like we're semi-familiar with in a way.
Absolutely.
All right, where do you want to start? You want to?
Let's just knock out that bottom row. Let's just get that knocked out, and then we'll hit this. Yeah, that's going to be easy.
All right, who do you want for?
Hey, look, can we just go with? Let's go Steve Young. Right, easy win, easy peasy.
That's good. Yeah, because I got Jerry Rice already saved.
There's a million of you could put in there. You go. Right. You can say Rocky Lott if you want to.
Seahawks, you want to go Russell
Sherman. Let's go Sherman. Oh yeah, you can do that. I like Richard Sherman.
Let's go Sherman. Give him some love. He's gonna be on undisputed. Richard Sherman. All right, and then who's ran for 1,000 yards and also won a Super Bowl title?
Let's just go ahead and do Marshawn Lynch and call it a day.
Has Marshawn ran for 1,000? He better have.
Yeah.
If the guy whose name is Beast Mode, ran, all right, Jay. Should we go ahead and do the Patriots?
Oh no. We're gonna say the Patriots for last. Let's do this Raiders.
Right. I got this one, buddy. Jerry Rice first.
Thank you. All day, baby. All day.
And look, obviously, when I first saw him, like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, just because it's the most recent one, but Jimmy has not played a single snap, and we know what happened with the basketball edition, Jay. So hey. Seattle Seahawks. This one's tough, Jay. This one is kind of tougher.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one. Let's go to the 1,000-yard Raiders guy.
That's Josh Jacobs. That's an easy one.
Before you hit it, when the Raiders won the Super Bowl back in a day, who was their running back? Do you remember? I'm trying to remember who it was. I just want to go for the easy one. We know Josh Jacobs did it. I want to kind of go for an older one, an old school guy.
That was Marcus Allen.
Thank you. Can we put Marcus Allen in there?
You there, Jay?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, put Marcus Allen in.
All right, Marcus Allen. That's a good one.
Let's just make it. Let's make it interesting.
All right, I got you. Marcus Allen. I feel like kind of one of the more slept on running backs in history. Kind of gets lost.
Before that, let's go ahead and knock out that 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards for the Patriots would be.
Oh, that's kind of a good one. 1,000 yards for the Patriots.
Who was there with Marshall Faulk? Who I think it was around the Marshall Faulk time frame.
You think so? I don't think
it was Marshall Faulk. Who was the running back for them during Marshall Faulk's time frame?
Okay.
Corey Dillon. Didn't Corey Dillon play for the Patriots?
But I don't. Did he ever get 1,000 though?
I'm not sure. That's where I'm kind of on the lingering side.
Okay, this one's a little. I like Marshall Faulk. The only question though, Jay, is I know he did it with the Rams. That was his heyday.
But he was more of a pass catching guy with the Patriots.
Marshall Faulk even? No.
He was with the Rams.
Marshall Faulk was with the Rams and he was with the Colts, wasn't he? He was with the Patriots. Who are we thinking of? I'm thinking of Kevin Faulk. Kevin Faulk.
Kevin Faulk was the pass catching running back with the Patriots.
Okay, I got you. Huh? Kevin.
Because Marshall played for. I think he also played for the Rams.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Let's come back to this one. Let's come back to that one. Let's do. I guess we'll. Sorry, Frankie. Seahawks and Patriots. Who's someone who played for both these squads here?
Seahawks and Patriots would have been.
Oh, I got it, brother. I got it. Super Bowl MVP, Deion Branch.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I feel like one of the more slept on receivers in the early aughts. Deion Branch. There we go. Well, this one's going to be simple. Jimmy Garoppolo, hey? I feel like
no. Put Garoppolo in there. That's easy. And I want to come back to that 1,000-yard one because I don't think we were right about either one of those two. I don't think Corey Dillon did play for the Patriots, but he did not get that. But you know who I do think did get it was Rudd, and I don't know how to say that guy's name. I'm just going to say R. Stevenson, the guy that's on there currently right now.
I don't think he got 1,000 though.
I will bet you if I'm wrong, I will sport the Atlanta Braves for a week on my thing.
Okay, all right. Hey.
I'll go that far.
Hey, I'm about to say, Jay, the last time you did bet this, you were right. So let's see if you can go 2 for 2.
I think I'm right. I think I'm right on this. Right, I think I'm right on this.
Andre Stevenson. All right. One more, Jay. What a beautiful smile. One more.
It really was total guess, but I put all my weight behind that one.
Hey, that's a good one, though.
So now we're down to Seattle,
to me, brother.
Seahawks, and Raiders.
And it came to me. I was going through these. This is kind of a deep cut, Jay. You got to know this. You got to know the Raiders. Gabe Jackson, offensive tackle, in the 2010s. I remember he was part of that crew with. I'm
gonna ride with you on that one because honestly,
he was one of the better ones, but he left because Seattle obviously gave him some money. Gabe Jackson, Jay, came in clutch, buddy. We got it. Perfect grid right there. 9 of 9.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My best guess was gonna be like, I wonder if Jerry Rice played for Seattle.
Jay, we forgot an easy one, but we already used him, so it wouldn't have worked. Marshawn Lynch, he did play for the Raiders also.
Oh wow!
We weren't even thinking. So we got Jimmy Garoppolo. That was easy. Deion Branch. That was also the most popular answer. Corey Dillon did do it. Okay, I didn't know Corey did like that.
Wow.
All right. Jerry Rice, Marshawn Lynch, Josh Jacobs. That was the gimme. Joe Montana. Also, you went Steve Young.
Hey, am I right or wrong? Does that say Corey? Because I can't see that well. Does that say Corey Dillon ran for 1,000 yards with the Patriots?
Yes, it does.
So I was right on both the counts.
You're right on both.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's a good thing. And then for this one, their most popular answer was Emmitt Smith because it was just you could pick any team, any player. So,
absolutely.
We just went with beast mode. So great work today, Jay. Awesome job. And
I'm happy with it. Honestly, I think that's honestly the quickest we've ever done the immaculate.
It is.
Outside of the time when Stat Guy knew all the answers.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but
I don't count Stat Guy because I felt like that's like cheating to say that.
Now, I'd say that was his segment, Jay. That was not our segment. He just took over, man. He went after it.
Hey, at that point, I was just sitting back in awe and amazement of all the damn players that guy knew. I was like,
bro, he was naming these people off. I don't know who are you people? But hey, we knocked that one out. Like I said, if you want to go play it, just immaculate grid, and I'm sure baseball. I just want to check, Jay. We're not gonna pull it up. I just want to see if the Astros or the Braves made it for the immaculate grid today, so I can do it off the air. No, okay. So this one's interesting. I'm gonna at least show you what it is in case if you want to play it. If anyone at home wants to play it, this one's interesting. This one only has 2 teams on it, Jay.
Okay.
Most of the time we see at least 3, maybe 4. This one only has 2. So for the baseball edition today, we've got. Let me get this ad out of the way.
Washington, New York.
We got the Mets, the Red Sox, and those are the only 2 teams. So it's kind of a freebie. It's whoever's got 3,000 strikeouts and also 300 wins, Hall of Famer, Cy Young. I mean,
dude, we could totally knock that out. I know a lot of those answers, but okay.
I'm about to say that.
No, I will say that for another day, but
yeah.
I wouldn't mind actually coming back to that one because I think we could knock that out pretty quick. There's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of obvious answers. I think.
Yeah, and there's also just some empty slots you can go and fill in there whichever you want. So that is that. But let's keep it moving. Only other topic tonight: talking C.J. Stroud, the number 2 overall selection for the Houston Texans. Bryce Young is going to be playing tonight. Who are the Panthers facing? I forget.
I'm not sure either, honestly.
But we saw the number two pick in action against Frankie and the Patriots. We all know how that ended up going for both those squads. Patriots got the win in that ball game. Texans got the win 20-9.
Yeah.
But Jay, he didn't play much. Only played a handful of snaps. But in the super limited four plays he was in, pretty much. Just what were your general thoughts? How do you think he looked out there?
Yeah, the first thing I'm upset with the Texans is I felt like he should have got a little bit more than what he got.
Yeah.
I don't think that little small sample was enough. Look, man, let this guy look. This man cannot learn just sitting on the damn sideline. Let this man play a half and then play Mills and play your other guy. Thank you. Play your other two guys, the third and fourth quarter. But give this guy 2 quarters and let's see what he can do, what he can figure out. The man's going to make mistakes. He's a rookie quarterback. But see if he can learn from those mistakes. You didn't even let him stay out there long enough to see if he could right the ship from those mistakes. So that's the first thing I learned about Texans is I feel like they're not giving him his due course of work.
We'll see. We'll see this next week if it gets ranked. I would hope to God it does.
I hope it does. As I've always said, you cannot learn the position of quarterback sitting on the sidelines. It just doesn't work that way. You have got to get out there. You've got to make mistakes. You've got to learn. And then you got to put the time in on the film room and then go back and watch yourself. But how can you watch yourself if there's no game film on you long enough to watch? Okay, that's my first hit of being upset at the Texans right now. Anyway, this is what I took away from the limited action that we did see with him. On C.J. Stroud's pro debut, I said to myself, you know what? Don't expect a lot. This guy's going up against arguably one of the best defensive gurus in the entire NFL. Bill Belichick is nobody to fool around with. So this guy's already got his work cut out for him going against Bill Belichick in his pro debut. I mean, honestly, that's like the worst team I would have picked. That's like going straight to expert level at whatever, ESPN game you're playing on PS5 or whatever's out there these days. But it is what it is. He did have to go against the guru, and this is the way I took away from it. I took away that he got off to a shaky start. He went 2 of 4 for 13 yards, a 15-yard sack, and an interception. And I felt like the interception was telegraphed. He was looking that guy all the way in, and it was just too easy for that guy to pick him off. So obviously with him, I realize that he's a work in progress. So I don't want to take away from that. But he did go against Bill Belichick, so you have to take that into consideration. But I felt like C.J. Stroud holds the ball way too damn long. And what Bill Belichick did was he gave him a lot of internal pressure up the tackles. And C.J. Stroud held the ball as long as he did, just couldn't handle the internal pressure, and he succumbed to it. Matter of fact, obviously one of them was a 15-yard loss and a sack. But again, I think he holds on to the ball too long. I think he telegraphs way too many of his passes, which would led to the interception. And I think he struggles with inside pressure. And I think a lot of that is he struggled with the inside pressure, not only because he's holding the ball too long, but maybe he's not reading enough game film on the following team, or maybe he's not good enough at picking up the defensive coverages to make the adjustments via audibles to pick up that inside pressure. So there's a lot of things I think that Stroud has to work on. One is probably learning how to call an audible and adjust for coverages. 2, learn to get the ball out faster out of your hand. And number 3, stop telegraphing your damn passes. Those would be my 3 takeaways from that game.
Well, Jay, like I said, Jay, those are all good.
Oh, by the way, he had a 17.7 passer rating.
Well, blink and you miss it, like you said. 4 passes. Like I said, it is a very, very small sample size. It almost feels wrong to judge him in a way. You know what I mean? But
it does.
But so Jay, I'm actually I got some analysis from our friend of the show, Daniel Kelly, former NFL draft scout. He was on with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker, another guy of the show here we've had on time.
Yeah.
Too. He was on their radio show yesterday and talked about C.J. Stroud. And this is what he mentioned. He brings up good points, kind of echo what you said. He said he does hold the ball long, and which he did not do in college. And he seemed out of sync with the receivers in his few passes. And DK thinks, Jay, and this isn't a wild assumption, but he's still learning the playbook, which honestly, that could be a thing. Still learning a brand new offensive playbook, which I'm sure is vastly different in the NFL compared to the college, especially with Bill Belichick. So I think it's a combination of maybe not knowing the full playbook, not being in sync with his receivers, and that is probably why he held on to the ball for a few times a little too long. Well, at least threw an interception. Just got pressured a few times. So I think we'll see that get better. And he did say he even admitted, Jay, which I thought was pretty mature of him. He said, "Look, I mean, I want to go back out there. You know, he's like, I wanted to go out there. I wanted to correct what I did wrong." And Jay, that shows some early leadership in the young man, which I like to see. So he knows he didn't have a good game. He owned up to it, and he wanted to go back out there. But like you mentioned, the brass at the Texans organization chose not to put him out there for more than 4 plays, for 4 pass attempts for 13 yards. So, like I said, I mean, I feel like we're going to see more progression from him in these next 2 games, because let's not forget the preseason got dwindled down a couple of years ago. So I just want to see him get more in sync. He's got a little bit of time now to learn the playbook, get more in depth with his receivers, and talk about what he needs to fix. And I think we'll have a bounce back game in week 2 of the preseason. But yeah, want to give, like I said, they did get the win nonetheless. Their defense, Jay, was pretty solid, I would say. They had Tank, a few guys did really well. And like I said, Texans got the win, game 1 of the preseason. We got a few games underway right now. Jay, before we wrap up the show, go ahead and give some scores there in our final thoughts segment. So currently, we have a few games rolling on. Chris Gonzalez, his Colts, they're going up against the Buffalo Bills. Currently, the Bills lead 7-0 at the end of 1. Anthony Richardson, he's throwing for 67 yards, 1 interception in the ball game. Also underway is the Tennessee Titans and the Chicago Bears. Currently, Jay, the Bears leading 14-7. Justin Fields is having a tremendous day so far. So, Jay, listen to this. He's thrown 3 passes. He's completed all 3 for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So he had basically 3 bombs.
So he's thrown an 11-yard pass to Kerry Blossom game for no touchdown. One reception for Khalil Herbert, 56 yards and a tutty, and then 1 for DJ Moore, 62 yards and a touchdown. So, that's probably going to be his day. Wow. So very impressive already for Justin Fields. Hopefully he can have a really good year this year, because we know they put some money over there in Chicago in this offseason.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have.
End of our show, brother. What you want to bring up here at the end before we get on with the rest of our weekend?
Yeah, I just want to throw out some shout-outs, really.
Right.
My first shout-out is for Bill Doran, former Astro great back in the day, back in the mid-'80s, with Alan Ashby and and Jose Cruz. And, if you know those Astro guys, Bill Doran was just a phenomenal second baseman. And he was honored he's actually getting honored this evening. So if you want to catch that at 6:15, the Astros are going to put him into the Astros Hall of Fame, and it's good to see him be in there. He is really, honestly, Logan, he's not a Hall of Fame stat guy, but in the Astros realm, he's like a legend. So it's good to see him. It's good to see him get put into the Hall of Fame. And secondly, I wanted to do a massive shout out. Before Ohtani was the face of baseball, back in the day, the Dodgers had another guy named Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah.
And if you know that name, you know how great Fernando was.
Yes, he was.
And they went ahead and retired his number 34 jersey. And honestly, I thought his jersey would have been retired much sooner than that, consider
you would have thought
the impact that he had. It's crazy that they waited this long. But either way, both of those guys, I just want to say massive congratulations on getting your jerseys retired. Well deserved. And I'm looking forward to baseball tonight and the rest of preseason football tonight. And then we'll pick back up on Tuesday, Logan.
Yeah, like I said, great show today. Really, like I said, it's our Saturday show. We get in and out quick, give you a little sports update before we get ready. Jay, we do have episode 365 coming up next Thursday. We're going to have something big planned for that. We're going to have a full announcement on Tuesday once we get everything cleared and ready to go. So come Tuesday, we'll have a big announcement. regarding episode 365 for next Thursday. Put it on your calendars. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun and celebrating an entire year's worth of episodes here at Unscripted. So be tuned in for that. Of course, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Tuesday as well as Thursday's show. Once again, check us out on social media. Facebook at Unscripted, Twitter or X.com, Unscripted Guys, and of course, Unscripted Sports on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch for all of the latest, greatest breaking news, as well as original content that we post pretty often over there. Jay McLovin, always a pleasure having you on, my brother, talking some sports on this wonderful Saturday. Sun is shining here. I don't know about out there. I'm sure it's just beating down hot.
It's hot as hell.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully you get a nice lemonade in you and it cools you off some. How about that? There we go. Just straight lemonade. Yeah. That's you got Arnold Palmer in there, huh? We'll have to.
Hey, look, I don't know, but I'm just saying, Mike. Hey, the word Mike, heart, and lemonade do go together. I'm just saying, it's all good though. It's 10:30 somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday. Once again, big announcement coming there. You don't want to miss it. Jay McLovin, I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you on Tuesday's live episode.